and there's a difference.
This podcast is sponsored by Restream. Why live stream to one platform when you can simultaneously live stream to every platform to discover new audiences faster using Restream.io?
Your daily drop on gaming, live streaming, and social media today is how to grow your Twitch channel in 2020. Andrew Perrin, Andrew Wall. We talked about growth opportunities on Facebook gaming, and we've been pretty adamant about the difficulty of finding any traction on Twitch. And we obviously wouldn't be doing this episode unless there was something worth discussing. So, Perrin, spill the beans.
You know, I kind of came up with this brilliant strategy. I masterminded it with all of my amazing smarts. Actually, no, I stumbled on this by accident, but because I was restreaming, I was able to pick up this opportunity. So I'll get into that in a second. But I found a way to grow on Twitch. And this comes from something that I already knew in the past, but didn't necessarily want to do. And as you can see here, when I changed my strategy, I went from like one average concurrent viewer over to now, I think here at the end, I'm like 14 or 15, 14. It hovers between 14 or 15 now. And this is in the period of, well, I started in July, like a month and a half. And so I do 2 streams per day. I'm still streaming Mobile Legends. This is the change as I swap to Mobile Legends. And here's the long and short of it. I just started streaming a niche game on Twitch. It's just a game that not many people stream. And when you do that, a lot more people come in to watch you. You have a lot less competition and you can actually grow. So all of those people who are trying to stream all of these top games and you're never getting any traction, you're never going to get any traction. And you could be doing something totally different. And I'm going to scroll the whole way down here to the bottom of this list. And this is sorted by like high to low, but you need to be streaming these games down here at the bottom where you don't have competition. It's the same thing we say over and over again, looking at supply versus demand. All I did was I streamed a game that had a low supply and higher demand on Twitch. And that's it. That's pretty much it. There's a little bit more to it, but that's the long and short of it. You don't have to do all the extra stuff. If you just do this, you will actually get some growth. Now,
let's hit the pause button on that. Let's unpack that a little bit, because for a lot of people, they're like, well, unpopular games. I mean, there's a whole library of unpopular games out there that somebody could stream, and a lot of which would be a bad idea for streaming. So you have a very specific type of research method that you use when you go from Facebook gaming. There's a way that you research that. Twitch, I know that there's probably a way that you research that. YouTube, you can actually look at the analytics. You can look at Google Trends. There's different ways to research which games you could or should be streaming on each platform, depending on the platform. So walk us through, when you're browsing through the Twitch browse section, you're looking at all the games here. What signifiers are you seeing with these different games? What are you looking at to understand that there is, like you said, that low supply and yet that higher demand, and there's actually an opportunity to grow there? Can you walk us through that thought process? And I'll kick over to your screen while you get us through that.
Yeah, so all you look at is you want to look at a game that has some viewers already, but has not many people streaming it. Like generally you want there to be on average less than 20 streamers at any given point in time streaming that game, which means no matter what, even if you had 0 concurrent viewers, you'll be on the front page of those results.
Is it the top 20? Is it the top 20, Perrin, that is on the front page, quote unquote? Is it like the top 20, top 30? Like how many boxes generally show up there when you're browsing on desktop, just so they can kind of keep that in mind? I mean, it depends on your zoom and stuff, but do you consider the top 20 like page 1 results, if you will, on Twitch?
Well, I mean, you can scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll. I mean, till it's not a page by page thing. It's a scrolling thing. How long are users going to scroll down to the bottom, right? Right now, there's actually quite a bit for Mobile Legends. I'm looking at this as an example. There's about 30 or 40. But my stream times, there's normally 20 or less. And this is so when you're not zoomed in like I am, when you're like actually just looking at it normally, in the top, if you can get in these top 2 rows of 10, basically, or sorry, 12, that's where you want to be. You want to be on the top of the fold. This is an old marketing strategy. You want to be on top of the fold. You want your title and your stream, that you don't have to scroll, you don't have to break, you don't have to do any additional activity. As soon as you load, you're there somewhere to be found. This dramatically increases the chance that you'll be discovered and dramatically increases the amount of traffic that comes through your stream. I get 10 to 15 new people, new bodies every stream checking me out because I'm above the fold on where I'm streaming. And that's almost it. It helps that I have a cam, that I have a human being on screen, and that I have all my extra stream elements. And there's all the additional marketing steps that come into play. But the simplest thing is you're above the fold. So the people that do come in have a higher chance of clicking you. That's exactly what you want, and that's exactly what you're looking for. What does it take to be above the fold? So take a look at the top 12 here. And I know I zoomed out, but who at the bottom, like what's the concurrent viewership have to beat? I have to beat 7 concurrent viewers right now.
7 isn't too bad. Like that's not a bad floor right there to have to break through. I mean, that's doable, right?
Let's take a look at another game, because I want to look at other games, because I always use Mobile Legends as an example. And then people listening to this podcast just go do Mobile Legends, but you got to think for yourself a little bit on this. There are other opportunities that are possibly even better than Mobile Legends, and let's see if we can find them. There are 2, and I actually measure Facebook gaming. Let's go over to Facebook gaming. I take what's big on Facebook gaming and then what's small on Twitch, and that's the opportunity because I'm multi-streaming. Because if you stream whatever's big on Facebook, that gets you organic traction, and if you stream what's niche on Twitch, that gets you organic traction. So if you do both at the same time, now you're kind of metagaming a little bit with your restream strategy.
That is brilliant. Yeah, because Facebook gaming will actually serve your live stream to viewers because they have a real algorithm and they're pushing your stream to viewers. So if you go big there, you have a larger pie, and Facebook's actually helping you get a piece of that larger pie. Whereas on Twitch, the only way to be discovered on Twitch is to be higher up in that hierarchy. And the only way to be higher up in the hierarchy on Twitch is to go after the teeny games where you're basically king of the pond the moment you step in there. That's pretty brilliant. So big on Facebook gaming, small on Twitch, and then you grow on both at the same time if you restream. That's freaking brilliant, man. I actually never thought about that. And I thought about everything.
It's funny because both platforms are like they're opposite in their strategies. So Facebook is like you stream what's big, and Twitch you stream what's niche. But they complement each other because the games that are big on Facebook are not games that are big on Twitch, because the games that are big on Facebook are mobile. So there's more to this strategy. I'll get to that in a second. I want to take a look at other games here real quick. So there's a couple that strike me out. PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, mobile, PUBG Mobile. #1 on Facebook gaming almost all the time. I want to take a look at this real quick because I'm pretty sure it's on this list, but real far down on Twitch. Let's see if we can find it real quick. Actually, before we do that, Call of Duty Mobile, because since I found it first, also on this list. We know you get good traction. AWOL, you've tested this on Facebook gaming. We know it gets good traction there.
It's a top 10 Facebook gaming game. I mean, you can get 5 to 20,000 views basically out of freaking nowhere on Call of Duty Mobile on Facebook gaming. But on Twitch, oh, wow. On Twitch, it is definitely a different story over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you were to stream this morning slot, this early morning Eastern time in the US slot, you would have to beat 12 concurrent viewers and you would be above the fold. And on it, and the top's 49. So like even to be #1, it's not that tough, but you're not trying to be #1. You're just trying to be above the fold. Right. And you don't even have to necessarily even be above the fold. I mean, if you look at my numbers, I clearly was not above the fold when I first started doing this. I had 1 average concurrent viewer, 1. But what I did was because I was streaming on Facebook, the same game, and I had really nice success there. In fact, that is such great success there that there were so many people chatting in Facebook. They're like, I want to go watch Astral where like the chat isn't completely filled with a bunch of other chatters. In fact, I'm going to go start watching him on Twitch because the chat is separate. I know he separates the chat. He can see it differently. And no one else is there. So I don't have to worry. Like if I say something there, he's going to see it. And I don't have to worry about competing with everybody else from a viewer standpoint.
Ooh, that's a viewer hack.
I converted people from Facebook gaming to a few concurrent Twitch viewers regularly. And now they just watch me exclusively on Twitch. And this allowed me to boost my concurrence from like 1 to 2 to like 5, which helped give me a leg up. It helped move my stream up the page. And that's what allowed this to kind of catapult farther and farther and farther. As that action kept happening, while I was also getting new eyeballs and new traffic coming through my stream. So all of this worked together. I didn't intend this from the get-go. It kind of worked together accidentally. But as it started happening, I was studying it because I wanted to teach it to all of you. This works. So let's go back to if we just do the past month, if we just do the last 30 days, even in the last 30 days, I have 51 new subscriptions, 400 new follows. And the follow number is the one you want to look at. I was so surprised how many new follows I get on Twitch in 2020. I was like, holy crap, how has nobody else figured this out? Like, you can do this, even if you didn't care about the game, even if it was a nothing burger game, but you could do it just to grow and then like move out from there if you absolutely had to.
So you were just restreaming. And just by restreaming for the last month, I mean, here are your numbers on the stream. You aren't even focusing on Twitch at all. Facebook gaming is your main thing. Like, you're a big Facebook gaming streamer. Just by restreaming, you got 400 followers, 51 subscriptions, and you made close to $200 on Twitch just by throwing a restream over there. I mean, this is like, the results are right in front of you, everybody. Yeah. Like, we keep telling you about restream, and these are the real results here. Imagine if you were only streaming on one platform. Imagine if, say, for example, you were only streaming on Facebook gaming, you would have missed out on all of these results right here. And the revenue that you see right there on Twitch, that pays for your Adobe Premiere subscription. That pays for your new mouse. That pays for your Restream subscription. That pays for your Xbox Game Pass, whatever. That extra revenue on the side right there is really helping your business grow just by kicking an additional stream over here on Twitch. Like, I don't know, guys. Like, I don't know how else to communicate the fact that this works other than literally looking at your screen right now. This man that you're looking at right here, Andrew Perrin, is doing this right this minute. Facebook gaming primary, Twitch secondary with restreaming, and it's working out amazingly well. That's awesome, man.
So yeah, you're literally just throwing money away, or leaving money on the table rather, by not doing it at this point. Go back. I don't say go back. When was the first, like, how long have you actually been doing this strategy? Like, we're looking at just the first month right now, just like where you started with Mobile Legends and, where you are today. Not like I know, cause you were doing some other games first, but just so people can see, just even with one particular game, how long this growth period is actually taken. Which is short, by the way.
It was, I think I swapped over this notch you see right here. It was about mid-July. So this kind of like spike in here is a mid-July is when I fully swapped over. I had played around. I think I'd streamed like Free Fire, PUBG Mobile once. I streamed Free Fire like 2 or 3 times, and PUBG Mobile once. And then I swapped to Mobile Legends. And as soon as I swapped, it was clear as day. And then like I just stuck with it. So it was about mid-July. That's why I filtered back to the beginning of July, so you can see here's what it looked like streaming. I think it was Star Citizen at the time, and then here's what it looks like when I changed. And it wasn't, it's pretty gradual, but you can see it quickly shifted up. And now it's plateaued a little bit more now, but my average concurrent viewership does grow month over month slower. But what's interesting now is subscriptions and follows continues to grow pretty significantly. So, and actually trading some Twitch viewers, some of them go over to Facebook too. So it's a cross effect because I'm multi-streaming. So I want to cover it again, real short. Like, the strategy is super simple. It's pick a large successful game on Facebook, multi-stream it in conjunction, and make sure you do your research and see that it's a niche game on Twitch. Pick a game that matches both of those criteria and stream it regularly and try out different times to see whenever you can get above the fold on Twitch, and split your chat between what's going on Facebook and what's going on Twitch. I know that sounds crazy from a streamer point of view, and it can be crazy, but it's actually better. I like it that way, because then I can give Twitch its own attention and Facebook its own attention, and let your chat know you're doing this. And let them know you're multi-streaming. I communicate regularly that I'm multi-streaming and say, hey, I'm also on Twitch if you guys want to watch there too. And a lot of people are like, oh, you know what? I kind of would rather check that out than Facebook. Because some people are watching streams on Facebook. It's the first time they discovered Facebook gaming streaming, and they actually like Twitch better, or they end up liking a different platform better.
They prefer the experience on the other platform. And so, okay, that makes sense. And I that makes sense to me. I mean, so really quick to hit a pause button there. You're building true fans. You've talked about true fans in the past. You're acquiring new true fans basically through Facebook Gaming's algorithm. And then you're converting those true fans that you get there into being viewers on all the other platforms you're restreaming to, including Twitch. So they're falling in love with you where you can be discovered, and then they're converting into Twitch viewers, which, as we know, viewers that are on Twitch are more likely to donate, they're more likely to chat, and they're more likely to return when you stream. So you're able to basically, people are always wondering, how do I quote unquote promote my Twitch channel? And you found a new way to do that where you're not spamming that you're on Twitch, you're not posting a link, you're actually building loyalty and a true fan on Facebook first, and then they're choosing to go over to Twitch on their own volition without you shoving a link in their face. Is that a fair summary?
Yeah, and now once I've gotten past the entry level point there, now I'm also building true fans organically on Facebook because I have enough traction. And you don't need much. You basically need 5 average concurrents or higher, and that's not a lot. By the way, that puts you in like the top 95%, or sorry, the top 5% of Twitch streamers, by the way,
which is crazy. It's so crazy,
Yeah.
man. There's 10 million streamers there, so yeah, makes sense.
So I get viewers who find me on Twitch. They always watch me on Twitch, and they're they're true fans through Twitch alone. In fact, now I have them like they anticipate my stream. They'll start talking before I even get there. So yeah, you don't have to get to some crazy level with this. You only think small. It's all small goals, like 5 concurrents or higher. That means you only need to pull a handful of people from Facebook over to help you get started, and especially if you're already seeing good traction there. If you're getting like 30, 40 average concurrents on Facebook, which with these mobile games, it's not hard, and then it all kind of starts to blend together. Now, I haven't hit revenue, but revenue is super interesting because on Facebook Gaming, I don't know if we hit this topic or not, or maybe I just talked about some viewers with it, but it's hard to convince people to subscribe on Facebook Gaming, but it's not hard to convince viewers to subscribe on Twitch. So normally if a viewer wants to subscribe to me, they'll go from Facebook Gaming to Twitch and they'll subscribe. Or what happens even more commonly is I'll get a true fan who will come over to Twitch and they'll just gift like 5 or 10 subs, which is where most of my subscriptions come from a handful of true fans gifting subscriptions to a lot of my other viewers. So you have that tool, which is really, really useful. And then stars is more frequent of a donation method than bits. I get a lot more stars than bits for sure. It's like clear stars, like 90% stars, 10% bits. So having stars available on Facebook too is nice. Having multiple different places where your viewers can support you financially makes them a lot more comfortable because they've got options of what they want to do. And so you give them options, and that's nice. It helps you earn more revenue because they're not faced with, well, I don't really feel that comfortable subscribing on Facebook, so I'm just not going to subscribe. Instead, they can like, well, I don't feel comfortable subscribing on Facebook, so I'll do it on Twitch where I feel comfortable, right? So there you're actually getting a subscription where maybe you wouldn't have gotten one before. Last thing. So top Facebook gaming game, player on PUBG Mobile, right? It's on here on Twitch, 986 viewers right now here in the morning block. Look at what you would need to get top of the fold. You only need 7 or more. And you could stream the #1 game on Facebook, which is pretty much likely guaranteed to give you growth. And it wouldn't take much at all to be top of the fold on Twitch as well. So even if you're not like, you're a Mobile Legends person, maybe you're an FPS person, this is a great one. I mean, there's Arena of Valor is also a solid one too. Play around, do your research. Like I was suggesting, like just take a look and see what's top of the fold. What will it take for you to be here?
Yeah.
So something else that occurs regularly, and this is probably the last thing I'll hit on, is when I'm doing this strategy on Twitch, I get rated on Twitch all the time. In fact, last Friday, I got rated twice in one stream because I'm top of the fold. There's not many other people to choose. I have my face nice and big in the thumbnail always. So it's very easy for people to be like, who am I going to raid? This guy, I can see what he looks like. He looks legit. I'll just raid him. And I get return raiders and we raid each other. So people who have raided me last week, they've raided me before and I've raided them before. So because it's so insular on Twitch and there's so few streamers, you get a little bit more of a community effect where you're supporting each other, growing, which is super valuable. And we know from studying this that any sort of collaboration with other creators helps you grow by a ton. So that is also working as well. So instead of competing with all these other people, they're actually helping me and I'm helping them in the same vein. So when you get into these insular niche Twitch gaming communities, that is where the growth is. That is where they're still organic. If you're still trying to stream Fortnite here in 2020, expecting to make it big, I'm sorry, it ain't going to happen. You're going to have to try something else. You're going to have to treat this like a business and think, well, maybe I got to swap to something that's actually going to make my business successful instead of grinding at something where I still have zero concurrent viewership because no eyeballs are ever going to see me. I mean, sorry to any of those Fortnite streamers out there who really love Fortnite, but I'm a firm believer it's just not going to happen for you unless you do something like this.
We've got to address some of the questions that are coming into chat. This is one that comes up all the time, Perrin. This one's from Carl KCC. As affiliated, you can't use Restream, right? So they're saying if you have signed a Twitch affiliate agreement, does that prevent you from restreaming? Is there some sort of exclusivity preventing you from running the strategy? So part one of the question, answer that. And then let's go into part two about should you do Twitch affiliate? Is it even worth it? But answer the first part of the question to the best of your ability.
So I'm not familiar with how they're doing the contracts now. Mine is super old. I mean, I got this like more than 6 years ago. If you're signing an exclusivity agreement just to get affiliate, that's a terrible business deal. Don't take it. Like,
agreed.
And if you are put into an exclusivity agreement just as an affiliate, who cares? Like, just stream. And if they're going to ban you, they're going to ban you because Twitch will ban you for whatever reason they want and not tell you anyway. So you may as well grow, and you should be small enough to fly under the radar. Now, I don't want to tell people to break legal agreements that they're bound to. So follow your legal agreement, but you shouldn't be getting into a legal agreement in the first place that says just for an affiliate marketing agreement that you have to be exclusive. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. You shouldn't be making that agreement in the first place. If you did make that agreement, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah.
So don't break your agreement. First off. And second off, if you don't understand whether you have an exclusivity clause or not, talk to a lawyer or talk to your friend that's a lawyer or go to legalzoom.com or even just ask Twitch support and ask them to tell you whether you're exclusive or not. I agree with Perrin. I don't think affiliate is worth it. The exclusivity, they're giving you basically nothing in exchange for you being stuck on their platform. If you can get out of being a Twitch affiliate as soon as possible and restream everywhere and diversify your revenue everywhere. Did you know, like the whole affiliate thing, like you can make affiliate revenue off of Amazon and stuff? You can become an Amazon associate without being a Twitch affiliate. I'm an Amazon associate, for example, and I get affiliate revenue on Amazon, and I can do it on any platform I want because I went directly to Amazon for that. And if you want to get subscription revenue, you don't have to become a Twitch partner and what have you to get Twitch subs. You can do Patreon to get that off of the platform, and you can be on all platforms. So we always tell small and mid-tier streamers and creators, try to not be exclusive to any platform. Try to make revenue off of these big social platforms because they're so volatile and ultimately they don't give a crap about you. All right, here's another. So just want to read this comment from Gavin. He grew 150 followers in 2 weeks on Facebook Gaming following our strategy. That's great, Gavin. Keep going. Try to restream. Definitely do that. This is one that comes up on the regular on my channel as well. Dream Katari is saying, my issue is that when I stream on Facebook, I don't even show up as live in my games category. Have you ever seen this one before, Perrin?
I've seen this in the comments on our channel too. I don't know, Dream Katari, what you're doing in particular whenever in your routine, but I've never had that happen. So make sure that you're going through Creator Studio and that you're plugging in all of the information there. You're putting in metadata, the title, a thumbnail, and you're choosing your game in Creator Studio in that area, not in the live dashboard. Don't do it in the live dashboard. Do it in Creator Studio. And when you're on the home page, you click the live button and you can go from there. In fact, I can probably show you, but I don't know how else users are running into that scenario. There's got to be something that you're doing that's a different workflow than from what I'm doing. So try doing it from just Creator Studio. You should show up as long as you tag the game from there. I've never run into that issue from there.
Yeah, me neither. I've never run into that issue either. The other part is Dream Katari is saying that he's getting muted playing his own music on his Facebook stream. And I know that music, and we should probably wrap things up at this point, and I'll kick it over to Ross in a moment, but playing music on Facebook streams is a problem. He's like, how do I get whitelisted for my own music? And the answer is you can't get whitelisted for Jack because you're a nobody, Dream Katari. That's why. So just don't play any music on your Facebook streams. And that's it. Facebook right now is doing a major crackdown on music across the entire platform starting October 1st. Perrin, can you give us the very, very basic summary of that, just as a warning to all of our Facebook gaming streamers out there? I mean, look, YouTube has been doing this for a while. I predicted for years, and I yelled at my camera for years, saying there's going to be a major Twitch crackdown, and you guys are going to get banned, it stopped, and you guys are going to get crushed, and then that happened. And then here we are seeing the same freaking thing happen again on Facebook Gaming, where some kind of lawsuit is happening in the background with Facebook. They've got millions and tens of millions, maybe hundreds of millions on the line, and then all of a sudden, they care about music out of nowhere. Why does that happen? Because they're getting sued, obviously. So what do Facebook streamers need to know about this new music crackdown that's coming up ASAP?
I would not, as a gaming live streamer, and I've yet to see how they're going to crack down on gaming live streamers, but I suspect it'll be quite hard. I would not stream any music on Facebook Gaming at all, especially once October hits. They have language out that this came out like late last week where they don't want musicians to be live streaming their music content on Facebook. They just don't want that to be a thing. So they want there to be more entertainment, and it shouldn't be focused on the music. So it's unclear where gaming fits in, but the risk is super high because they will not just block your videos, they will completely remove your channel and ban your channel or your page. So it's going to be a lot more. Long story short, playing music at all on live streaming is going to be a lot more strict on Facebook. And if you're doing it, eventually you're going to get caught and shut down. So I would just not do it. Just stream the in-game audio from your video game, and that's going to have to be it. Unfortunately, it's super sad, but it's true. It's the only safe play until they have something very clear, and it's never going to be 100% clear. So you're always going to be in that gray area with too much risk of losing everything. Don't lose everything. Just don't stream music on Facebook.
Ross, get us the hell out of here with our music.
Yeah,
oh no, we're streaming music on Facebook right now. Oh no, we're streaming music on Facebook right now. We have the license for it. Oh no, Ross, get us out of here.
Hey, we still may get kicked off. Go check out Perrin's tweet about that. He tweeted about it yesterday with an article that's actually pretty informational. So this was your daily drop. Full replays. Go to YouTube if you missed anything. Audio version available on Apple, Google, Spotify, iHeartRadio, everywhere podcasts are available. We will be back tomorrow. Hey, well, how's your studio looking this morning, man? Is it sunny down there? Doesn't look as sunny today.
It's not as sunny, but as you guys can see, I threw on a sexy looking LUT on here, so I'm nice and purple. Guys, we talked about Restream.io today. We literally showed you how streaming on one platform and then also multi-streaming to other platforms, you can make hundreds of dollars out of nowhere, get concurrent viewers out of nowhere, get hundreds of followers out of nowhere, just by streaming the exact same content on an additional platform. What else do we have to do to convince you that this is a good idea? There's a link in the description of this video, also in our bio on Twitter, for you to get $10 off your first month of Restream.io, or you can use our code DROP25, DROP25 with no space. That's DROP25 with no space to get 25% off Restream.io. Why aren't you restreaming? We're just going to keep growing. We're going to keep being successful. We're going to keep telling you what's working. And if you decide not to do it,